Let's execute and debug only. So you can see here result. So now that means it's working fine, and that what is Salesforce, and that salesforce.com is a cloud based sales and marketing platform. So all those things we have, so that means it's working fine. So hello friends, good morning, good afternoon and good evening all of you. And today I'm going to integrate that from our Salesforce to it's kind of free GPT like model, and it's called that Hugging Face. And basically in Salesforce we are using Apex and named credential, but in the Hugging Face, so we are utilize that token. So we will discuss in further. And with this approach, so it's kind of power test generation, and we are not spending any money. While if talking about chat gpt, so it's we have to pay money after some free credit is provided by chat gpt, but later we have to pay for api usage. So let's start. So in step number one, so basically if we are click this url, and if you are if you are clicking this url, so it's coming like this type interface. And that second url, if you're going to that second url and that token, so you are getting like this type of url, so where you can give that read permissions. We are going to create new token, so you can click here new generate token, and you can give that read access, and you can give the name and that create token. So you can copy that token, and it's like this is the name and this is the value, and it's starting like hf something. So this one before going to save like final save, you have to copy, otherwise you cannot copy later. So this is the first step, and that second step you are going to that external credential. You can type here, so you can type here named credential here, and so you can go to external credential here, you can click new, and that accordingly you can give that label name and authentication protocol. So you can give that custom, and that's it. So you can give any name here. I have already created, and this is the label, and this is the name, and this is the authentication protocol here, that custom. And after that, this is step. So you have to add that custom header. You can see here that custom header, and that custom header, it's very important. So if down, come down side, and name, value and sequence, since already we have created one, so it's coming like two. Okay, and that give that name and value. So if you are giving that name, so here that name you can give authorization, and that value you can give bearer hf, and that value. So if you see here, I have already created, and let's open this. You can see here the same format you can give also, and that authorization as well, and the sequence. So after step 2, so we can give that step number 3 as well. Step number 3, add the principal to the external credential. So for that we can go that principal within that external credential, and you can see here principal you can give, and that parameter name and sequence, and that shape. So here also we did same thing, that parameter name and that name the principal already we have, and the sequence one. So it's fourth step. Now we are going to create that permission set, and that create new permission set here. So already we have permission set, otherwise that setup and all those things we can do. So here I can go that permission set, So here you can see that permission set, and you can create new permission set here, and that give label name, label and API name, and I think, and you can give label and API name here. So then click save. So I have already created, you can say here, I can show you. This is the permission set, and if you see, this is the API name and the description. And if you scroll, so you can see your external credential principal access. You can click here and edit, and that you can add here. Since already we created, so it will all label and you can add. So I have already added. So after that we can do like that assignment also. So here manage assignment here, and you can add assignment here, and that whatever user you want to add you can add, and that suppose this user you want to add, otherwise this user you want to add, and then next, and then assign. So I have already assigned, you can see here. So let's see, this user you can see already assigned. So something it's coming like that. After that named credential we have, and in named credential, so let's again go to that search named credential, and if you see here I have already created. Before that, go to named credential here and click new, and that label and name and URL. So you can give this URL, that same URL you can give as well here, and that label. So here you can see that external credential also we have. So this is the external credential here, and after that save. So after save we can see that name credential. So you can see here that name credential, that URL and all those things, and that external credential and all. So now let's see that Apex class. So we can see that Apex class. So let's create that Apex class. So here we can see that Apex class, and so here you can create that Apex class. So something you can give that name, and that okay, but I have already created. So let's open this Apex class here. So let's create that Apex class, and here you can paste, and then you can, and here you can select, and then you can open. So you can see this is the Apex class, and this is the request, HTTP request. Okay, and if you observe that in set header we have content type, but on the other hand you can see here that accept, since we want generative test, so that's why we are giving that accept, so that it will accept, and that we have body HTTP, and we have that HTTP response, and we have HTTP response, and you can see here, and that we put try and catch block, and that we use that get status code. So all those things we have. So I think it's fine. So now we can check here, this is the Apex class that we write here, and now we can check that execute in anonymous window, and you can see here this is the command. And if you talk about, so let's paste here, and this is the class name and this is the method name, and we are passing, this is the parameter, what is the Salesforce, we are asking that question. So now let's execute and debug only. So you can see here result. So now that means it's working fine, and that what is Salesforce, and that salesforce.com is a cloud based sales and marketing platform. So all those things we have, so that means it's working fine. So thank you very much all of you.